Hi. Okay, so I can't promise how often this will happen, and I have to remember to look in a particular place for the camera, and I'm very intimidated. I've been on YouTube since 2009, and you will rarely find this online. Not because I have any particular aversion to having my photo taken or anything, just because I usually find that what I'm working on is a much more interesting than me. But I've been watching Flosstube for about a year now, and I realize that if I want to, I want to be a part of that. And it doesn't mean that I can't do it my own way, obviously, but I want to get to know you, and I hope you'll want to get to know me and through our cross stitch and stuff like that. So I'm trying this for one. I can't promise that this will happen every single time. And I haven't videoed on my phone. I usually use my iPad up above, and you can view what I'm working on my table. So if I forget to look at the camera, I'm sorry. I have a monitor behind it so I can at least make sure I'm in frame. But why they didn't put the phone in the camera in the middle of the phone, I don't understand, because you naturally want to look in the middle.
It's 10:30.
I know. If you've watched any of my videos, that is a requirement. Hold, please. And so is the squeaky stool. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of things to share, and I do talk with my hands a lot. I hope that this will get easier and better. I hope the lighting's okay. I do have softbox lights, but I don't have them on because it was really, really bright. And so I'm hoping that the light I have, I am next to a huge glass door, but I still have a really dark house. So bear with me while I figure it out. If this doesn't work, I can dig out my big Canon 80 and figure out how to video on that, but I'm hoping this will work, because then I don't have to take my iPad down, because that's a lot of work. All right, so you're here for stitchy things. And I have a whole bunch of stitchy things. I also have some questions and hope for some advice on a few things, but you will find that I kind of do, I kind of do my own thing my own way, and I do like to learn things the hard way. People will be like, just relax. I'm like, no, I have to fall flat on my face for things, and then it's like, okay. Anyways, I'm going to start out with my 52 tags handmade slow stitch challenge, and mostly because I want to show you the little tag things that I made with my no sewing machine. And I don't know what you guys want me to do for, I should back up here. I don't know what you guys want me to do for an intro. Like I said, I've been on YouTube since 2009. I've been on Facebook and Instagram forever, and really, I show my daily journal. I don't know what about me you don't know. Happily married. I live in Montana. I have a 20-year-old son. I have cats. I am that cat lady. Never thought I would be a cat lady, but I am that cat lady. They are pretty cool. Before that, I had Rottweilers for years and years and years. So my husband and I have an antique car that we like to show and drive and rod run and do that kind of stuff with. And I like to do paper crafting and cross stitch now. I'm obsessed. And what else, Benny? My cheering crew. I got rid of the guys, but the cats come in and sit and stare at me like, what are you doing? But anyways, if there's something in particular you would like to know about me, just leave them in the comments down below. I'm an open book. Like I said, I post my journals, which are our daily lives. I like to garden. I guess I shouldn't forget that, because my house is a jungle. That's just not even scratching the surface. I like to garden. I think that's it. yeah. Anyways, if there's something that you want to know, just let me know down below and I will fill you in. But I'm an open book and I daily journal, and you guys usually get to see all that and hear my opinions about a whole bunch of things. So yeah. So if there's something you want to know, let me know. All right. So the first thing is that I'm doing the Slow Stitch 52 Tags Handmade Challenge put on by Ann Brooks here on YouTube. And she also has Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But over the week, I figured out how to make these cloth little tags on my new sewing machine. This is my first year of sewing. Last fall, I learned how to sew a mask on my really 25, 30-year-old sewing machine, because apparently we all have to have a mask. We won't go there. And I don't know why I all of a sudden decided I can sew. I'm getting a new sewing machine. So I bought a new sewing machine that I didn't need. But anyways, it does little letters because I'm a dork and I like that stuff. And so I made these little tags out of some binding stuff that I had to have, and I thought I was getting like this little tiny roll, and it ended up being this ginormous roll. And so I'm storing them on these keychain rings by the month, and this was last month's, and this is this month's. And don't get me started on this because it's backwards. But anyway, so what I want to share was the tag that I made these. I have to say that I'm glad I didn't pay the money for an embroidery machine type sewing machine, but there's a small part of me that's like, oh, it does letters. What else could it have done? Yeah, I'm one of those. I like buttons. Okay, so the next thing that I have is it's going to switch back and forth. I know people are way more organized, and down the road I'm sure I will, but I think this is number 2 for Flosstube, so I jump around. I have a pile, and I have to whittle the pile down because everything will fall on the floor. I bought some Tapestry needles, but I think they're what you guys use for cross stitch, and I got the 26 and the 24 because the needles that I bought from Amazon, I think they're cutting my thread as it runs through. Like the inside of the eye is sharp, so which, you know, it's cheap, so of course it's not good. But not that these were expensive, but I did pick up some of these, and I hope they're the right ones. I figure it has an eye, it's pointy, and it'll go through, so it works. But if there's a particular needle, correct me because I'm learning. I started cross-stitching in February of this year, so if that gives you any indication of how incredibly new I am, that'll do it. I will get all the terms wrong, and I will get all of the things wrong. So you can correct me if you like. That's okay. I take criticism well, but be nice when you do it, because I'm brand spanking new. I just passed 1 month of a cross-stitcher, pretty much. So anyway, so I got those because I jumped from the kiddie pool into the deep adults only pool, and well, you'll see in a minute. I bought 2 ginormous charts. I don't know what I was thinking, but I have to figure out, we'll get there in a sec, but I wanted to get some good needles for those. All right, so I'm going to pile all my stuff behind me because there's no space back there either, but I don't have a place to put it. I got a new air erasable fabric pen because I am a freak and I like these kind of things. I also like to plan out where I'm going to start stitching, and so I've been using the friction air heat. Well, they're erasable, but you can you know what I'm talking about. But somebody made a comment that it comes back whether it's cold or not, and so whoa, that ended it. So I bought one of these, and it's just a, you know, I'm the only person that doesn't know about this pen, but it is called a air erasing sew line, and I saw this on one of the quilting shows that Okla Roots. She makes bags, not quilts. But anyways, and so I thought I'd try it, and it error erased really quick. I know, look, nothing, because there was a whole bunch of scribbles and stuff there, and it error erased in a couple of hours. So that was really good. So I'm excited to have that, because I do like, that's when I'm counting where to start. I like to mark so I know where I've been. So, all right. I bought, if you saw my first Flosstube, I picked up a magazine called Just Crossstitch. And I really, really like that. So I thought I would try this magazine, the Cross Stitcher. I don't like this magazine. It doesn't have much in the way of patterns in it. And I just don't, this wasn't for me. So, but you know, you have to buy it to find out, right? And because they nicely put it in little magazine covers so that you can't, you know, stand in the checkout line and yeah. But it did come with this. And so I think that eventually I will probably do this as a little giveaway, because I hope to get into doing that too. I think that's just a brilliant idea, especially with like charts that you've already stitched and you're not going to stitch them again. So I'm assuming that's an okay thing to just give it away. I'm sure that there are also rules on selling, and PDFs are probably an absolute no-no, because obviously, but that kind of chart I figured would be okay. So that was the next one. I have a finish. I have a learning lesson finish. Okay, one of the very first things I did was run out and buy a pattern that I thought would teach me how to cross stitch. It taught me how not to cross stitch. But I loved the pattern so much. I got this on Etsy. It's not available where I got it anymore. So, and I'm making sure I'm on the screen. I'm sorry. It's just going to be that way. But woo, there we go. I love the picture. I love the picture. It says, if you'd like a mind at peace, a heart that cannot harden, find a door that opens wide upon a lovely garden. And it doesn't look like my house, but my house sits and you walk out to the garden. So I changed a whole bunch of colors on this, and I learned that pre-printed patterns suck. I also learned that sewing on loose weave linen sucks worse. I will be an Ada person for a long time. But anyways, this is how it turned out. And I changed, like I said, I changed a lot of the colors. I have no idea how much this is washing out. We're going to find out when I get this to the computer. And yeah, but I changed a whole bunch of the colors. I changed the house to be the color of my house. I don't have a red door, but I always dreamed of having my front door painted red. I do not like the birds. I tried to put butterflies there, but the print wouldn't wash out. So I was stuck doing the birds. But I changed the color of the butterflies and the flowers, and I also changed the color of the box around the quote, because I wanted it to look more like a garden, like garden colors. But I think it turned out all right. I'm glad I finished it. I swore a lot doing this because you just couldn't get straight stitches. They aren't the same size. The linen would move. But I look at it this way, it's going to have a great story to tell, because my plan is that when I finish things, that in the back of I always find it really interesting when I watch these cross stitch channels that share where the charts came from. Well, we know that Annabelle did it, which, by the way, I see that name a lot, and that was my grandmother's name. But we don't know why she did it. We don't know when she did it, and of course, you know, in the 1800s, it's not like she was rocking a journal, really. And so my plan is, though, that when I finish my stuff, in the back of it will be pictures and the story of why I chose this chart, what I did to the chart, and all of those kind of things, because I have no intentions of my son and future daughter or whatever in-law keeping any of this stuff. I don't care if they do or not. But I figure before they toss it, they would be able to tell if it was something they wanted to keep by the story that was in the back of it. So that is what my plan is. But I'm really proud of it. I finished it even if I was swearing the entire time that I did it. And I'm proud of it. So, you know. Okay, next one are just some chart shares that I'm working on getting. I'm checking my little notes so I don't miss anything. I picked this up from Primitive Pumpkin. Oh no, I just totally spaced it. Pumpkin Creek Primitive. Sorry, Bobby. Sorry. Anyways, it is I could have taken it out of the plastic. I'm sorry. Crinkle, crinkle. That doesn't actually bother me on YouTube videos, but apparently that is a requirement that we apologize for that. But it is this chart here, Seasons in a Jar. And I've been trying to get this like everywhere and it's been out of stock, but Bobby had it in her Etsy store. I don't know her personally. She's just a really nice lady on the internet. But I talk like I know you all because I've watched you forever, you know, so we're friends. But, so I ordered this. I have all of the call for flosses to do it, but I ordered this fabric from 123 Stitch and it is purple. It called it brown, what is it called? Barnwood Ada. 18 count Barnwood Ada. It is purple. Not brown. Not barnwood. I mean, I live in Montana. We have barns. And it's very, very purple, but it's gorgeous. But I don't think it will work with the colors that I have for this. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I just don't think, I don't know. What do you think? You let me know. We'll find out how bad the colors actually match. Okay, so I figured it would be a train wreck, and it was a train wreck. My phone overheated, which I have a 7 Plus iPhone. Don't know what happened there. We'll see if I can finish this on the iPad. Yeah, I don't even know where to look. Like, is it there? There. Bear with me. I'm trying. Okay, I think it's over here. All right. Anyways, I don't know where it died. So we're just going to do this. And what do you think about these colors with this fabric? Let me know. Like I wasn't nervous already, right? Like I wasn't nervous already. But, okay. So that was the Madame Chantilly Seasons in a Jar chart. And we'll have that. And it's just, I wish you could see the precariously set thing. So the next one that I have, these are the two big ones that I went from baby stitching to big stitching. All right, so I picked, I'm not even going to forget, but By the Seashore, Laura, I have her name, but I'll put it in the eye, pointed me in the direction of this Etsy shop. And y'all, I wanted to go nuts there, but I settled on this one, and I'll put a photo up so that you can see a better picture of it. But it is ginormous. 237 stitches by 266 stitches. Yeah. And so my biggest thing is I'm having trouble deciding what kind of fabric to do it on. I believe this was done on a 32 or a 36 count, and I can't do that yet. So I'm thinking a 16 or an 18 count, and I'm not sure what color. The most trouble that I've been having since I decided I was going to cross stitch was that you can't tell what the fabric looks like online, because I've ordered some stuff and it's been like, that's not what I ordered, but it is, but it's not what I thought it looked like. So I'm not sure what to stitch this one on. But it's a beautiful pattern. It's all in colors, and so I bought that. So I was thinking I was doing, okay, that's my big one. That's what I'm going to do for a big one. No. Then I ran across this one, and I jumped into the deep end of the pool because, yeah, it is gorgeous. And I have to figure out, again, a linen. If you guys have suggestions on fabrics, the smallest count I can do right now is 18 count Aida. I probably could pull off a 20 count Aida if I haven't tried that, but I probably could pull it off. But 18 is something I've stitched on and I know I can do it. But I'm trying to find the fabric that goes with this. And it calls for a linen. Both of them call for a linen. All of it calls for a linen, lots of linen, and I get it, but I can't stitch on a linen yet. This one calls for a new hand-dyed, 40 count hand-dyed Newcastle linen. I can't do that. So I'm trying to find an Aida alternative that has these same color tones and stuff in it, in like an 18 or a 20 count. I think I can make a 20 count. I need something that I can do over one, because I'm not to a level of doing the over two yet. And so, I mean, February just started. But anyways, if you have suggestions for what kind of fabric, 16, 18, 20 count Aida fabric that you think this would be pretty on. And then again, this one would be pretty on. It looks like just like raw linen is what it looks like. I don't have the paper that said what she used on it. And then again, this one, these actually look like they're on the same fabric. But it's, I don't know. I kind of like the hand-dyed look, so I would do that. But this chart calls for the DMC call for, which is great because I can get that. But this is why I'm calling this my grown-up one, because it has Weeks Dye Works, it has Classic Color Works, and it has Gentle Arts floss that I have on order. And so I'm a little intimidated because I don't want to screw it up with that expensive floss. I know it's not silk, but whoa, am I a long way from silk. Okay, we're going to make this quick because I have no idea why the phone overheated. I've never had that happen before, but I don't want my iPad to overheat. So, and I film on it all the time, so I don't know what was up with that. Get this out of the way. All right, things I have left to share. First thing that I have is, I know that everybody's using these really cute, really pretty project bags, but that's not conducive to how I can store things in my house. And so I went on Amazon and I found these. And so I thought they would work for what I want. They'll stand up on their own. I need them to stand. And they're large enough to hold up to, I have like a 10-inch ring in one of them that you'll see here soon. And they are really nice. I don't like the little button closure, but I'm thinking I can replace that with something. And then I've just been using the photo cases to store my floss. I was just putting the floss in like everybody does, like just dumping it in there, and I can't do that. It drives me nuts. I can't do it. So I thought I would start with the photo cases and then I could move up to something else, or maybe I will relax as time goes by. And yeah, let me grab one thing. Because I was taking pictures of it this morning. Get used to it. I'm a train wreck. That's all there is to it. Okay, so I have new starts, work in progresses. They're works in progresses because they're not finished, but they're new starts because I just started them this week. And so the first one that I'll show you, because it's first in line, is the Sewing Room by the Tiny Motorist. And these are all free patterns that I'm going to show you now. I will have everything linked down below. If you follow me on my social media, Instagram and Facebook, I also share all the links, all the details, all the in-between shots, everything on Instagram and Facebook. So I would love to have you friend me or follow me over there. You don't have to. That's fine. But if you like the in-between, holy crap, look what I did, that's where you want to be. But this is a free chart by the Tiny Motorist, and it's called Sewing Room. And so far I have this much done on it. They're like, don't cover your face. That's what, but see, you can see my light. That's funny. Anyways, this was a really simple stitch, and so far I only have a couple hours into it. So, and then these are the flosses that I've used so far, and they are just the DMC called for, and I really like that. And while I have this out, I will show that I get asked all the time about my floss. What are they called? I first ran across them as a floss drop, and then somebody told me that wasn't what it was, so it's a floss card. Mine is a floss holder. Anyways, I make these. I am prepared. I make these just using dies that I have. I actually saw somebody doing the same thing, and honestly, you're welcome. Because I've shared these before. Anyways, I have a thinlet die that I've had for like since they came out, and a little, I believe it's a 3/4 inch. If you need measurements, I don't know what die set this is, but if you really, really want to know, I will go dig out the information about it. But any shape will do. I just like how these hang, and then a circle. And then for the holes, I just use a We Are Memory Keeper. It is the large hole punch. And what they want to know, I just glue the labels onto them so I know what they are. And the reason for the extra holes is this. I always have just one 6 strand started. If you just pull it out of the middle one, you have all of the strands of an entire skein usually in the middle, right? But you're not pulling from the same 6 strands every time you pull one. Well, I didn't want to end up, I also do embroidery, and so I didn't want to end up with a 6 strand that I went to embroider with and it doesn't have 6 strands in anymore because I just hit and picked the things out. So I put a 6 strand out on one of the holes, and I pick out of that one to cross stitch with until it's gone. On this side, I put, like, if I have just a remnant left, but it's long enough to still stitch with, then I put all of my little spares on that side. And that's pretty much how I do it. It's really simple. This is 2 pieces of craft cardstock. It's just craft cardstock. You get it at Hobby Lobby, anywhere. It doesn't matter where you got it. I glue mine together. I take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, glue another one to it. I use Alene or E6000 spray glue, and then I press it for a day. And they are never coming apart, ever. You could get all fancy. You could use pattern paper, all that. I didn't want anything that would just detract from the color of the thread. So this is how I do my floss cards, thread drops, whatever they're called. And so I had a lot of questions on those, and that's how I do it. They're very, very, very simple. If you want me to do a step-by-step tutorial on it, let me know, but really that's all there is to it. And then I just adhered the label from whatever floss it is on there so that I have the number, the UPC code in case I need to special order it or something, and then what the brand is goes on the back. And that's how I do that. All right, so I have decided that I'm going to do a stitch a day. And my stitch a day is every day I work only on one project. I'm afraid that I won't finish things. I have an attention span of a 2-year-old. And so I will probably not often be one of those people that do seasonal stuff. Like I'll just stitch it for Easter, which if you can do that, I don't have any place to store my stuff. The whole point of me getting into cross stitch was to get this stuff on the wall because I wanted to look at it. And I just, at least right now, do not have space to store a whole bunch of stuff. And so, I figured that I would pick a couple of hard ones and a couple of easy ones so that I'm constantly rotating things out and keeping it fresh. But that once a day per week, I would have stitching time on one stitch, on one pattern. So for example, the sewing room one, this is my container for that. And I have the sewing room and I do that stitch on Thursdays. And I just set it out on my work table. And throughout the day, I pick it up and put a few stitches in it, and pick it up and put a few stitches in it, and pick it up and put a few stitches in it. And then when that day is over, I take a picture of it because I'm going to try to keep track of my progress that way. Also, that way I can share the next time I share my whips. People always share how far they've come, and I have no idea where you started. And so my thought is because I'm uber organized and sick. I'm anal that way. And I like to edit videos, apparently. I'm going to put up a shot of what it looked like the week before or the last time I worked on it, and then a shot of how it is now. So, the next one that I have is today's, and I haven't started it because I've been doing this, and I have to go out and work in my garden because it's 60s in March in Montana. It's so weird. But one stitch at a time is my next cross stitch pattern, and I don't have a picture or anything of that. Well, I did, but oh, here it is. This is going to be the stitch. And I already have it on my fabric and marked ready to start. And I haven't started putting my floss on the floss cards because I haven't started yet. But as I do that, I just do it as I go because I hate that part. So I have all of my floss in my little container. I'm doing several charts with this floss. That's why there's so much. And then I also have my scissors and my needle threader ready to go because I'm blind as a bat and I need a needle threader. So that is my today I got to start on. Another work in progress that I have, and again, if you follow me on social media, you've seen all of this, is my embroidery stitch wheel. And that is my work on Saturday. So that'll be worked on tomorrow. And then all my new starts for this week. So I started on bunny butts. It's not called bunny butts, but come on, that's so cute, right? Whilst Irish Naps put out a free chart for just a little tiny one. I'm doing the bunny butts. Because we have wild bunnies, and I just thought they were so cute, and their little puffy tails, and it reminded me of their little bunny butts. So I am not doing the carrot one. I am just doing the bunny butts, the bunny rabbit. They're called rabbits. I'm sorry. I hope they're not insulted because I call them bunny butts, but how cute are they, right? So I am using the hearts chart that came with it. There's also an alternate chart, but I've noticed that most people are doing the alternate, not the hearts. But oh my gosh, aren't the hearts cute? Seriously cute. I'm using the call for colors, but this is done on a confetti 14 count Aida 14. I don't know. Yeah, 14 count Aida. 14 or 16. Oh, good. Professional. I'm professional. 14 count confetti Aida. And so that's how that's turning out. It's so cute. It's so cute. I had a hard time stopping on this one, but at some point at 2 o'clock in the morning, you have to say no. Okay. I have them sitting out. See, they sit so nice. See? Isn't that nice? And they're just sitting there waiting for me to stitch them. Okay, the next one I have is Durian Jones. She has some adorable free patterns. And for most of the floss tubers that I have seen, these are way under their skill. But they're cute, and I'm trying to intermix some really high stitch count ones with some smaller ones because I need instant gratification. Okay, so I'm going to show this one. It's a free pattern, so I feel like it's all right if I show it. And if you're taking a screenshot to get a chart from me, I'll link it. You don't have to steal it. It's okay. But anyways, it had a balloon in it originally, and I redid the chart to add a quote instead. So there was supposed to be a balloon here. I am doing this on 14 count. I left all this stuff hooked so I could read it. 14 count Zephyr Ada fabric. And I just think it is so cute so far. It's so tiny. You can just make out the outline of the cat and the little mouse that's coming. I know the blues blend into the background, but I did that on purpose because I just wanted it to be shadows and texture. I didn't really care if it stood that far out. And so I am using all of the called for colors, and they look like a unicorn because they are so pretty. Look at these, right? I also use these little keychains to hold my floss tags drops together, and they just screw and unscrew, and they're really thin. And then also in here I have my scissors and my needle threader. So yep, and that's that one. Okay, just one more. I feel like I'm like, hurry, and I don't know why, but having my phone die on me threw me off. Like I wasn't nervous enough. Okay, the last one I'm doing, I'm calling it a new garden because I have the old garden going. This is also a Durian Jones. It was a 2020 stitch along that I am doing in 2021 because that's when I found it. But it is a free chart. And again, all of this stuff will be linked down below. But it looks like this. Well, this is part of it. There's a border that goes all the way around. And I am doing this on 18 count Ada. It's just the, I don't know what the brand is. Let's see. Loops and Threads is the brand. It's 18 count. It was white. I dyed it with Rit fabric dye, the dark brown. And I thought it kind of went with the gardeny, you know, garden vibe of it. And so that's what that is. And I really like how the flosses play off of it. Right now all I have is the green going. But I think they'll be okay on this dark fabric. And then this is the green. I like it. That's what's important, right? And then I have, of course, scissors and a needle keeper in that because I am obsessed with pretty scissors. I didn't know that was a thing. And then I hit Amazon, wow, and went nuts. Because they have so many pretty scissors. And so I had to buy them all. And I have more coming because I'm obsessed. Anyways, that is my haul and my whips and my starts and my train wreck and all of that kind of stuff. I promise they will be better after this. No, I better not promise that because that might not happen. It might not happen. No. Anyways, if you guys have any comments, questions, suggestions, fabric ideas, things I should try, just want to say hello, leave them down below. I will be back next week. I plan on doing these once a week, either Friday or Saturdays. And in between that will be my daily journaling. I also am a paper crafter, so they will pop up once in a while also. And I run several Facebook groups. My family is whole food plant-based, so I also have a huge amount of stuff going on with that. My living whole food plant-based stuff is all over the internet. yeah, if you'd like to know more about me, just ask and I shall deliver. You guys have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next video. Bye!